Every lesson we learn in this life is always going to be a reflection of our true power. Meaning, everything we go through, all the hardships that we go through, has nothing to do with the hardships, but it has everything to do with you showing your power. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you think of the crucifixion of Christ, you know what I'm saying? It Everybody always talks about being washed in the blood of the Lamb, but that's not what that message was. The message was to show that he rose again, right? The ego of the people, right? The collective ego, the mass delusion caused people to kill an innocent man, right? Everybody was not in their right mind. So they killed an innocent man, a man of God, the child of God, right? And who came as an innocent representation of our pure hearts, right? Everybody in a delusional state killed that man, killed the man that was healing, killed the man that was bringing light and love into to everybody, right? Because they were in a delusional state. What the crucifixion is about is the resurrection. It goes to show that the body can be crucified, but the spirit cannot be attacked, right? Christ was not attacked because he rose again. So it's showing his strength. And that's every lesson in your life shows your strength, right? It shows that whatever you go through, whatever comes into your life does not break you. And it makes you stronger. Not only does it make you stronger, but your strength is solid. Your strength you're going to get through whatever you need to get through, because the lesson that you learn from it is a lesson of your will, of the strength of your will, you know? The will to persevere, the will to live, the will to maintain strong and maintain whole through it all. When we start on the journey of learning ourselves, you're going to constantly see the cycles, right? You're going to see the test when you're in a period of a test. You're going to see when that period comes to an end, because you're going to start to learn. You're going to start to understand why you have to go through that thing, why you had to go through that thing, right? You're going to see all of these experiences in life, whether good or bad, are actually aiding you, are actually for your benefit, right? And you're going to become wiser because of it, you know? So that journey to the self is actually waking up to that. It's actually waking up to the fact that life is for you and not against you. It's actually waking up to the fact that you're stronger than anything that could be put in your way, because you're an eternal being. It's going to wake you up to the fact of your eternity, right? Of your eternal nature, of your everlasting strength, which is your will. That is of God, right? Because you are of God. So your will is of God. And that's why your will is free, because you are of God. These lessons, the nature of your will is going to show you that you're more in control than you think you are. It's going to show you that you're stronger than you think you are, you know, and that you have more power than you think you do. It's going to show you where you play a part in each lesson that you learn in your life, in each place that you are in your life, you know. If you're going through a storm, it's going to tell you why you're going through that storm and what you need to learn from it, you know. It's going to show you that life is not attacking you, that life is happening. It's going to show you the importance of what to hold on to and what to not attach yourself to, you know. And when I say what to not attach yourself to, I'm not only talking about people or situations. I'm talking about energies, right? That's when you learn how to read energies, and you learn your energy and you learn other people's energy, right? When you start to learn your own energy, you know how to shift it. You become an alchemist, right? In that sense, because you know how to transform that energy from one situation or one focus to the next, right? So you might be in a low state at one point, and you know how to alchemize that into a higher state. You can switch that energy into something else, into something that's more beneficial to you, right? And that's what we're here to learn. We're here to learn how to manipulate energy. We're here to learn our power. We're here to learn our strength. But we're going to learn that through energies, because that's what we are, right? So if we can start to see beyond the situation to the energy of the situation, right? It's like reading in between the lines of the universe. You're gonna start to see what you can change, the power that you have, where you stand, and how you can change it, right? And then you use different tactics to change it. Use the tactics that have gotten you through before, and that's where the wisdom comes in. So how you got through that last storm, right? You're gonna use the tactics that got that you've used to build yourself up, to build up your confidence, to build up your happy feelings. You know what I'm saying? To build up your self-esteem, and or to remind you of who you are, right? You're going to use that when you're in a low place, and learn how to transform that energy so that you can get back into a higher place, that you can get back into alignment, you know? So that's what we're talking about, manipulating energies, and keep using that and that's how we learn to expand, right? We're expanding further and further and learning how to manipulate energy. Not and then that's how you come into manifestation. When you think of Abram Hicks, everybody knows now about Abram Hicks and the vortex, and how what she's talking about is getting into specific frequencies, right? Getting into a higher frequency so that you're aligned with what you want. So that's how you're teaching yourself. That's how you're learning. You're learning and getting wiser through each storm. You're learning and realizing you don't have to go through that storm. When you catch yourself in and you catch your energy in the mode where it's not supposed to be, you're learning how to shift that energy back, shift that energy back, shift that energy up, shift that energy to the next frequency. I think there's also a common misconception that getting to know yourself requires you to sacrifice. And we're not required to be sacrificial at all, you know, because the spirit has everything. So there's nothing to sacrifice. There's nothing that that you would want to hold on to that you can't have with getting to know yourself, or getting to know your true self, you know. The things that we feel like is a sacrifice are the things that actually causing us harm, right? If you think toxicity is fun and you want to hold on to it, that's a misconception, because you feel like that toxicity has somehow is benefiting your life. You know what I'm saying? But you realize on the other side of that, on the other side of being uncomfortable for a while to learn these lessons, that life is good. Like, you're going to get everything you wanted and more, because you're going to have a greater understanding and a different viewpoint of desire, in general. It's not the same as religion, where religion is asking you to it has this big concept of good and bad, right? There's the concept of good and bad is not there. It's life, and it's learning through life, right? And it's learning what's best for you and what is going to cause you harm. And you choosing the things that don't cause you harm is going to bring joy into your life. It's going to bring that ease into your life. It's going to bring that satisfaction, that lasting satisfaction that you really desire. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring that peace that you really desire, but it's going to be uncomfortable going through it. It's going to be uncomfortable learning the lessons, right? Because you don't know until you know. You don't know until you go through it and you grow from it. But once you grow from it, you're not going to have to experience that thing again, because you realize what you're experiencing is a choice, right? So when you go through it and you learn that lesson, you're going to choose not to experience the hardship anymore. So it's not going to be a constant hardship over and over again like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like it is with even now when we have religion, you know what I'm saying? We constantly go through trials because we think those trials are just meant to be there, but it's meant for us to grow and learn. So as you grow and learn, you can let go of the trial. You don't have to keep going in the same cycle of that, right? And even if the same issue comes up, you're going to be able to go through it easily. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to have the same impact on you as it once did, because you've learned and grown from it, you know? So it's not sacrificing anything. If anything, it's the opposite of sacrifice. Is self-fullness. You're full of yourself. You're full of yourself in spirit. And, you know, and that's not a selfish thing. It doesn't exclude anybody, but it includes your satisfaction, your growth, your happiness. And that's going to pour out into your relationships with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, loving you and learning you are only going to benefit your relationship. It's not a selfishness that is going to put you out in the cold. It's not going to exclude you in the way that you think, because even if you are not holding on to past relationships, you're going to gain new ones that you can pour yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Or a new one that you can pour yourself into. Your idea of what you need is going to transform. You know, how you relate to people in your life is going to transform, because you're going to allow it, because you're going to learn from the things that you go through, the lessons that you're being taught, because you're awakening to yourself and you're becoming aware of these lessons. You're becoming aware of what you're learning. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming aware of your tool belt. You're becoming aware of everything. So it's a growth. It's not sacrificial, you know. It's not putting you in any boxes. It's not holding you to any standard. It's you and God creating your own standards, you know, creating your own standards, and anchored in love, anchored in the truth, anchored in joy and peace, you know. So and you being yourself at that point. So you becoming enlightened is becoming one with God, but you're still maintaining yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because God created yourself, you know, and you're learning your true self, the true self that God created. And like I said, it sounds selfish because I'm talking about the self a lot, but we oftentimes neglect the self and thinking our whole world is about our relationship to other people, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? But your relationship to other people will only improve. It will only improve. You're going to be able to see the God in them. You're going to be able to accept where they are. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be in so much conflict because you don't have to be. It's not required. You know? And that's not sacrifice. That's like letting go of hardships. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sacrifice anything. You can still do the things you love to do. Nobody said, you know, the things that you like to do are bad, right? If you like to drink and you like to smoke, that's not bad. Indulging in it too much and harming yourself is bad, right? So you're not going to do it to a point where you can harm yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know your limits. You're going to know your boundaries, because you're going to grow in that love for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to do the things you like to do. If you like sex, you're going to be able to have sex, but do it safely for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do it with, you know what I'm saying? Your whatever standard you and God create that's the standard you're going to live through, you know? So it's not sacrificial, and it's not about right and wrong. It's about what's right for you. You know what I'm saying? It's about being a co-creator in your own life. You and God co-creating your life. You being in tune with God, and which is your will, which is what God wants for you, right? Or that desire would not even be there. You know what I'm saying? You gaining control of maybe addictions. You gain control of addictions. What, you know, an indulgence that has gone too far. You know what I'm saying? You're gaining control because you love yourself, and you don't need, and you realize you're full. You realize you're whole. You realize you don't need to indulge so much in anything else, because you don't need to compensate for anything, because you have everything, because you are everything. You know what I'm saying? Life is going to become a playground. That's what the journey is leading you to. You know what I'm saying? It's to life becoming a playground, becoming a thing of wonder again, becoming like a child again, where it can be new, it can be fresh. You know what I'm saying? And then you have that wisdom. You become aware of everything. You know. So it's a freshness, it's a newness, it's an awareness, it's a playfulness, it's a lightness, you know, behind it all, after the storm, through the storm, you know. While the storm is there, that's what you're learning too. You know what I'm saying? That you're not a part of it. You're in this world, but not of it. You know what I'm saying? You're a light to this world. So, anything that's going wrong in this world, you shine light on it. You know what I'm saying? You see what is false, and what is, your light is gonna shine light on what is not real. You know what I'm saying? So anything that is of the darkness, anything that's of fear, everything that's not of God, you're gonna shine light on it and show that it to be false. You know, you're gonna see that sacrifice has nothing to do with it, and that when you get in alignment with yourself, you're letting go you're letting go of all of the blockages, right? That was there, and you're putting all your faith, you're resting in God, right? And allowing the universe, spirit, God, however you want to say it, move in your life, right? So things start to happen supernaturally. Things just start to fall in place because you're in alignment, and there's the blockages are gone, right? So it's not sacrificing. You're actually getting everything you want in the way you want, without the work that you think you need to put into it, right? Because the only work that you need to do is get yourself in alignment. You know, the only work you need to do is focus your energy. The only work you need to do is learn, you know, and you realize that everything will fall into place in your life. You realize there's an effortless flow. Like that same feeling, if you're ever passionate about anything, right? There's this feeling of flow. If you watch the movie Soul, where everybody was in their soul, was a great representation of being in flow, right? Because people were in the 3D world and they were in the spirit world at the same time. They were and they were just in the groove of what they wanted to do, right? That's how it feels. That's what it is. And that's how God moves. God moves in your life like that. And that's not sacrifice. That's everything, right? That's the ultimate pleasure of being in that flow, you know? When you get in alignment with yourself, you're going to experience that, right? Because your focus is going to be on you and not on the hardships of life, not on the conflict of life, not on the toxicity. You're going to heal through the trauma. So you're not holding on to the trauma, and that's not creating a blockage in your life, you know? You're letting go of all the blockages, and you're allowing your energy to be put solely towards what you want. Solely towards what you want, you know? And that's how life is. It's not sacrifice. We are whole beings that have everything. We do not need to sacrifice.